Okay, assignment number 19. We've moved out of the Python stuff and we're into the evolution of computing. This module is supposed to be done first, but I think if I did it first, I would lose lots of students in the first week because it can be a little bit dry. And I think I've juiced it up enough to make it not terrible. I'm going to let you use Scratch to kind of compile some information that you find and present it into an interesting way. Now, if you want to use Python, you can do that as well. I just thought Scratch would be a little bit easier to get through it. Now, I'm thinking you should be, working 3 to 5 hours on this, so don't go, to the same level that you went on the proficiency assignment. This one's just kind of to get through and present some information. But I'm hoping that there's going to be a little bit of intrinsic motivation and a little bit of choice in how you do it. Okay? The requirements. The evidence of computing devices extend as far back as 20,000 BC. So your program should include information from the whole history of computing. To do this, you need to refresh your definition of what computing is. Okay? So anything that kind of makes things easier, figures out math, technology, you can include that in there as computing. Now, of course, when you start all the way in the prehistoric age, you're not going to have a whole bunch, but as you move closer, you're going to have more and more examples of computing as you move through the ages. Okay, so each major milestone has to be accounted for. Those milestones are prehistoric, medieval, Renaissance, Industrial Revolution, early computers, and modern internet networking, cloud computing. Okay, the goal of the program should be to make it interesting, so don't get hung up on every single little detail. You don't have to include 50 different examples from each one. A few examples from each one. The prehistoric one, maybe there's only 1 or 2 examples, and try to include pertinent information. Have it presented in a way that keeps the user's attention. Okay, remember, you're trying to make something that people will want to finish, not something that they just have to sit there and watch 2 sprites talk to each other about the history of computing. Try to make something that's relatively engaging. There's some type of user interaction. That's number 4 anyway. Include the user interaction other than just click to advance the next person talking. All right. You can go absolutely anywhere that you want to go. And I think it would be cool to include what you think the future of computing is going to be. So up here at the top it says create one aspect at the end of your interpretation of how computing machinery will evolve in the future. So where do you think it's going to go? What's one thing you think is going to happen in the future in terms of computing technology? What is it going to be? I have hundreds of theories, and I want to hear something from you. Not something, better resolution on a monitor. That's lame. Something crazy. Some really fantastical advancement. Okay? Enjoy. Have fun. Make it interesting so that I don't get bored marking it. And make it as engaging as you want.